Hello everyone, welcome to a new edition of Jefferson College Today, seen every week on JCTV Charter Cable Channel 21 and online at jeffco.edu. I'm your host, Roger Barentine, and with that, let's take a look at the latest news and information about Jefferson College in Hillsborough, Arnold, and High Ridge. Well, following a presentation by Learning Resources Dean Linda Bigelow, Career and Technical Education Dean Elizabeth Check, and Business Manager Rick Turley regarding renovation and financing for expansion projects at Jefferson College Imperial and Jefferson College Arnold, the Board of Trustees has approved a contract for related architectural services. The Imperial site, which was formerly known as Jefferson College North, will now house the existing Law Enforcement Academy and Emergency Medical Technician and Paramedic programs, a reactivated Certified Nurse Assistant program, and a new phlebotomy class. Renovation completion is estimated for the fall of 2010. Then at Arnold, construction and remodeling will allow for the addition of 5 to 6 general-purpose classrooms, a science lab, and additional faculty and administrative offices. Construction completion is anticipated for the fall of 2011. Now, the total estimated cost for both the JCI and the JCA renovation and construction project is $2.5 million. And because construction costs and interest rates are extremely low at present, the institution will also borrow an additional $2.5 million for maintenance projects on the Hillsborough campus that will provide savings to the operating budget due to reduced energy costs and increased efficiency. They include a boiler decentralization at a cost of $750,000, HVAC replacement at $1.35 million, and lighting replacement at $400,000. Now, the completion of the maintenance projects is anticipated for the fall of 2011. The entire project will be financed through the Jefferson College Educational Facilities Authority over a 10-year period as part of a long-range debt planning model. Well, in other news, on behalf of its award-winning educational access cable television station, Jefferson College was recently awarded $52,000 in conjunction with Community Cablevision Incorporated's annual Matching Funds Grant. Pictured here in the JCTV studio is Jefferson College President Dr. Raymond Comiskey and Paul Moore, who is a representative of the Community Cablevision Incorporated, or CCI, Board of Directors. Since the establishment of the Matching Funds Grant, CCI has provided over $2 million to Jefferson College and affiliated school districts, which include Crystal City, DeSoto, Dunklin, Festus, Fox, and Hillsborough, for programming and associated expenses. It is the only agreement of its kind here in Jefferson County that provides funding to Jefferson College and area schools for local origination educational programming. Jefferson College specifically will use the grant funds for equipment and operating expenses at its cable television station, broadcast right here on Jefferson County Charter Cable Channel 21. Located on the Hillsborough campus, the 24-hour station produces and broadcasts a variety of community interest programs and educational features exclusive to Jefferson County. This is the 20th year CCI has awarded funds to Jefferson College and JCTV as part of a community franchise agreement with Charter Communications. Well, the new Viking text message service was recently launched in an effort to improve communication with students and employees regarding weather cancellations and emergency-related information. Over 2,350 individuals have signed up thus far, and given the positive results from early tests, even more are expected to register as they discover the convenience and expediency of the new system. Additionally, the college has also added several television stations to its list of media that broadcast weather-related closure notices. They include KTVI Channel 2, KMOV Channel 4, KSDK Channel 5, and KPLR Channel 11. We will, of course, continue to post weather-related cancellations here on JCTV, which is Channel 21, also on KJFF AM 1400, KREI AM 800, KTJJ FM 98.5, WIL FM 92.3, the Jefferson College website and stars, and as well via the college's automated telephone system. Now, by the way, Jefferson College is also exploring other new methods of communication, such as Facebook, to reach new audiences and target groups, so stay tuned for further developments. Well, Jefferson College alumnus Ron Clark of Hillsborough was recently honored by the University of Missouri and the Missouri Community College Association Presidents and Chancellors Council at a recognition ceremony for distinguished and successful mutual alumni. The presidents and chancellors of the Missouri Community College Association selected outstanding graduates from their community colleges, who then later chose to attend and graduate from MU. Pictured from left is Jefferson College President Dr. Raymond Kaminsky, Ron Clark, and Dean of the MU College of Education, Rose Porter. Clark graduated here from Jefferson College in 1978 with an associate degree before then attending Southeast Missouri State University, where he received dual degrees in business marketing. He then received a master's degree in practical arts and vocational technical education from MU in 1990. Clark publishes the Arnold Imperial Rock newspaper and is also involved heavily in the Arnold community, as well as being a leader and civic volunteer. Well, in an ongoing effort to help the institution become more environmentally friendly, the college's Go Green Committee recently purchased several new containers for plastic, cardboard, and paper that will be placed throughout the Hillsborough campus by the end of this month, providing additional opportunities for recycling. The project is made possible due to funding from the Jefferson College Foundation mini-grant program. Additionally, the committee has submitted a waste reduction and recycling grant that, if funded, will expand recycling to Jefferson College Arnold and further enhance existing efforts here on the Hillsborough campus. Well, in athletic news, as part of a very special evening of activities, all former Jefferson College Viking cheerleaders are invited to attend the Thursday, February 11th home basketball game, which is at 6 p.m. against St. Louis Community College Merrimack. The reunion is being held in addition to the annual Pink Zone game, as all fans and cancer survivors are encouraged to wear pink to the game in conjunction with the Women's Basketball Coaches Association's effort to assist in raising breast cancer awareness on the court, across the campus, and in communities and beyond. Now, cheerleaders can purchase a pink Jefferson College cheerleading alumni shirt in advance for $10 to help show the organization's support in the fight against breast cancer. Now, for more information about the cheerleading reunion, be sure to contact Viking cheerleading head coach Justin Barton at area code 636-797-3000 or 942-3000, extension 498, or email jbarton4@jeffco.edu. As well, for details about Pink Zone activities, be sure to contact Jefferson College Athletics Director Doug Stotler at area code 636-797-3000 or 942-3000, extension 386, or you can email him at dstotler@jeffco.edu. And finally, to support the mission of Jefferson College, JCTV is always working to provide viewers with educational and informational programming that is unique and exclusive to Jefferson County. If you have suggestions regarding the types of programs you'd like to see here on JCTV, feel free to contact the station by writing to JCTV Channel 21, 1000 Viking Drive, Hillsborough, Missouri 63050, or by emailing jctv@jeffco.edu. That will do it for the news portion of Jefferson College Today. Have a great rest of the week, and now stay tuned as I visit with Continuing Education Coordinator Hal Neisler as Jefferson College Today continues.
The teachers' doors are always open.
Faculty commitment.
What I like the best is just the overall enthusiasm that the teachers have.
The faculty understands our students.
Jefferson College has a very comprehensive education.
Just being part of Jefferson College is like my second family.
Top quality education.
I'm Rachel Schrage.
I'm Jose Soloria.
I'm Della Selman.
I'm Shayna Payton, and I discovered my future at Jefferson College.
And welcome back. Well, it's been said that learning is certainly a lifelong process that begins as an infant and continues, in fact, never ends. And so with that topic in mind today, it's my pleasure to have Jefferson College's Continuing Education Coordinator, Hal Neisler. Hello, Hal. Welcome to the Jefferson College Spotlight.
Hi, Roger. Thank you.
Great to have you with us. Well, as I sit here a few days ago and was looking through the continuing education course schedule for the upcoming spring, there were a number of things that were particularly exciting to me. And so I guess as a starting point this afternoon, talk a little bit about the differentiation that one would make between what is considered continuing education and what perhaps is professional or workforce development.
Right. Perhaps when people refer to continuing education, we think of it in the traditional sense of how we've managed it down through the years here at Jefferson College, and that has been a little bit of adult learning. It's also been some classes for children and and classes for our middle-aged population. We merged with the workforce development side of the house here a few years ago, and when we think about workforce development, we think about customized training for area businesses, and we think about some real, true professional training where area professionals can accrue their continuing education credits. So that's kind of like the real serious part of continuing ed workforce development, whereas the traditional side of continuing ed, we think about swim lessons for kids, taekwondo, arts and crafts classes, some computer classes for mom, dad, even grandma and grandpa, and some recreational things like motorcycle safety, hunter's education, and on down the line.
So really two completely different kinds of audiences that you're
Right.
speaking to, and thus two different kinds of courses that are available.
Exactly, and we tie it all in together, hopefully.
Let's talk a little bit about first the continuing education side. Again, as I look through the spring continuing education and workforce development schedule, take us through what are some of the subject areas that are available, and particularly some of the more interesting courses that we'll find.
Well, I believe we have about 14 different categories of subjects, and they range all the way from art to, you do oil painting, watercolor through our classes. And then you go through computers, we have dance, even for adults, ballroom dance, we have the dance classes for the little girls, we have guidance, whether it be for folks looking for some financial help in regards to handling, their home financial situation and even tax situations, all the way up to the recreation side and even the scuba diving and everything underneath the recreation. So about 14 different categories. We try to lock everything in.
With those 14 different categories, it seems to me literally hundreds of courses are available. Is that a correct assumption?
That is true, either instructor-led through us, or they can be categorized through our online offerings as well.
How do you manage the task? It seems to me to be very much a challenge as you talk about in the opening that this is really a lifelong learning process. And by that virtually meaning you have courses that appeal to infants all the way through those who are senior citizens. How do you handle that challenge of finding courses and finding topics that are of interest to all of those different age groups?
Yeah, and as a public relations marketing guy yourself, you know about the different marketing segments of the American population, even here in Jefferson County, when you start talking about kids, teenagers, the boomers, the seniors, and the Gen Y people, the Gen X people. So we try to take all those population segments into consideration, sit down and think about what is appealing to them, what do they need either to fulfill their life, recreation-wise, human interest-wise, professional-wise, and then we just try to map out some classes that they would be interested in and taking here at the college.
Yeah, so truly you're never too young, you're never too old. There's something in between for everybody, essentially.
Especially when you consider we take children in our swim classes here as young as 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
In the pool, with their parents, of course, in the pool, getting them acclimated to the water at that young age. So we start them off as young as 6 months all the way, folks in their 80s and 90s taking classes here.
Now, one of the things that I found, again, as I look through the continuing education schedule is that most folks would probably stereotypically think that the large portion of courses are offered right here on the college's Hillsborough campus, but that's not necessarily the case. It seems like there are a number of locations throughout the county that you offer courses. So talk a little bit about the convenience of that.
Yeah, we do offer instructor-led classes here on our campuses, Hillsborough, High Ridge, our Arnold campus, but then we also go out into the area school districts, Northwest School District, Fox, Festus, Dunklin School District, DeSoto. We go into those school districts and offer classes, whether it be Taekwondo, Judo, in those gymnasiums, in those different schools, but also quilting is at Fox, and we use their classrooms either for computer or arts and crafts. So, you know, we really branch it out to all corners and areas of Jefferson County.
And if that were not enough, obviously when we look at college credit courses, we've really seen a boom in the last several years for those that are interested in taking courses online. Right. Have you seen a similar kind of trend in continuing education and workforce development?
We do. And in fact, this particular week, Roger, we have already signed on with 2 more online vendors to try to add more online opportunities for our students here in Jefferson County. And there's so many opportunities online. In fact, I brought a list of our current term report today just to give you an idea of a few things that people are taking online in classes for as little as $89 per class that they can get involved in. They could take a digital photography class online, grant writing. They could take any of the Microsoft classes online, Excel, Word, Access, PowerPoint. They can learn how to create a web page online, leadership skills. Some folks are taking some real fun classes like Pleasures of Poetry. That's online. Also, wow, what a great event. Maybe somebody is involved with an area nonprofit or a church group and they want to know how to put on a better event. Well, that class is available online through Education to Go. Majority of those classes available for only $89.
And again, those are subjects that in many cases I would never have thought that you would have seen an online course. So again, it just it goes to surprise you. Not only are those different subjects available, but as you said, literally thousands of opportunities and courses that are now available.
Education to Go even has a class, Roger, of helping people learn how to write a sitcom.
Really?
Of all things, and overcome their shyness, and how to be a good storyteller, and how to tell jokes. So when people ask me, hey, do you have a class on this? We probably do. And we'll just, you know, go through our online vendors and catalogs and find it for them.
You know, it was surprising to me the other day. I went to get the mail out of the mailbox and found the Jefferson College postcard that lists all of the continuing education courses that are available. And as I opened it up, I saw that there are a number of new training institutes that are available. Obviously, we're talking about workforce development here. Talk a little bit about what some of those different subjects involve and who they're best suited for.
Yeah, perhaps the most recent one that we've put together training-wise is green technology. Everybody's talking green. How do I get my home in a more green atmosphere? New windows, new furnace, air conditioning, landscaping. That's part of the Institute for Green Technology. We also have the Institute for Microsoft certification classes. We have it for our electrical contractors here in the county, electrical engineers. So all kinds of new institutes that we've implemented on the workforce development side of our department. And those are all featured on our website. People can find out more. There are instructor-led classes within each of those institutes, but a majority of that training is online.
As well, talk about some of the additional types of courses or programs that beyond the institutes that might be able to help either an individual or in some cases an entire business altogether. Yeah,
we get calls all the time from folks wanting a bookkeeping class. We're able to help them out there. Had another inquiry this morning on QuickBooks. We just get questions all the time of people trying to improve their business, you know, either customer service, that's another one of our new institutes, customer service, all the way to bookkeeping and managing their particular facility and building.
Again, as I come back to looking at through the schedule and as I thumb through here, particularly in the interest of community and workforce development, there seems to be so many options available here, regardless of an individual's circumstance or their background. How is it that you and your staff go about helping an individual who might come to you and say, you know, I know that I want to do something, or I know that I need to do something, but I'm not sure where to start or what program is best for me. How do you guys help them through that process?
Yeah, we get into a real good advising situation to where we really need to find out about that person. Everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. Family situations are different. Economics. I had a gentleman come into the office yesterday looking to take a particular class. He's not unemployed. He's on furlough, but he's wanting to take a class to improve certain skills. Okay, well, we have several different options for him there. Which one appeals better? Perhaps transportation now is an issue. Well, perhaps then we need to look at an online course if you're having transportation issues. Also, payment may become an issue. Are they able to pay with credit card? Are they able to pay with cash? Is their financial situation only because they have financial aid available? Some of those things play in to the individual situation, but perhaps we're not able to take a financial aid person or a Pell Grant through continuing ed. So you really have to sit down and have a real good conversation, find out what the situation is, and for the most part, we are able to help folks.
Yeah. I would imagine most people would probably appreciate that approach, the one-on-one, personalized, individualized, you know, let me hear what it is that your goals are approach, as opposed to, you know, here's a number of a course, just call and sign up.
And that's not just in continuing ed through the little bit of advising we do, but I mean, it's the same approach that they take on the credit side, and the Student Center office is there as well. So, you know how much they take an interest in the credit students, and we do the same thing on the non-credit side.
As we look through the hundreds of courses that are available this spring, do any at all come to mind that might be a little bit more eccentric or a little bit more out there, so to speak, that folks may be interested in?
Well, you know, we still do the belly dance classes.
Really?
And those have always been popular, to the extent, Roger, to where some of the ladies in that class wanted to continue on. So we had to make a belly dance level 2 class, okay?
Advanced.
Right.
Advanced belly dancing.
Yeah. So, and those classes are held at Festus Intermediate School. So those have always been good. Other popular classes include the hunter's education, motorcycle safety, the swim classes for kids. I mean, my gosh, we have probably doubled our enrollments in swim lessons here in the last several years. We have some real top-notch instructors in that program, in our aquatics program, and the kids keep coming out for that.
For our final thought this afternoon before we close, obviously we've talked about the fact that there are hundreds of courses available. What's the best way for an individual really to get a sense and get a feel for all of the different kinds of things that the college is offering through continuing education and workforce development?
Yeah, perhaps just jump online to the website, jeffco.edu, go to the continuing education tab, okay? They can go on there, go to our portion of the website, look through there, look at all the sites where we have classes, and then if they have more questions, and they probably will, need some more information, then they can call our office. Our extension is 144, 797-3000, extension 144, and then we'll go from there.
Great. Again, we should be looking for these, I suppose, in our mailbox. These will contain a list of many of the on-site courses. Obviously not all of the online are there because there's thousands of them, but I suppose that's another way that folks can begin. And can folks get a copy of the schedule if they call the continuing education office?
And perhaps the online situation of getting the class information online doesn't appeal to some folks. They still want to give us a call. Hey, send me a book. We'll do that, and that's probably good too.
Terrific. Hal, I very much appreciate the visit today. It's always interesting to see what's happening in the world of continuing education and workforce development. And as always, you and your staff do a tremendous job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, there you have it. Again, there are many opportunities available this spring, from infants to senior citizens and to everybody in between. And if you'd like more information, as Hal just told us, feel free to either go to the Jefferson College website, that's www.jeffco.edu, or pick up the phone and give the Continuing Education Office a call. That number is area code 636-797-3000 or 942-3000, extension 144. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Jefferson College Today. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of the week.